to the Talk Unmentionables podcast, an inclusive space for real, unfiltered conversations about topics we often shy away from. From confronting imposter syndrome and redefining your professional brand to navigating the complexities of marriage and parenthood to coping with grief. Each episode explores life's unmentionables with openness, empathy, and authenticity. This is a space where honesty meets growth. Welcome back to the Talk Unmentionables podcast. I'm your host, Deniece Daniels, and today we're talking about imposter syndrome, a topic that lives quietly inside so many of us, shaping how we show up at work, in relationships, and even in moments where we should be celebrating. I'm joined by Annie, a mom, a new grandmother, and an HR professional who has lived all over the country while building a long and meaningful career. Her life has taken many turns, with its shares of ups and downs, and she knows firsthand that imposter syndrome can follow you through every stage of life. She's here to share her story and offer reassurance to anyone who has ever questioned their worth. Welcome, Annie.
Hello, Deniece.
I'm so excited and grateful to have you here on the show today and to just open up on a topic that is so deeply personal to people and hits people so deeply, but they don't tend to talk about it out loud. So I just want to thank you for being courageous and putting yourself out there and talking about a topic that is sometimes so challenging, but so many of us go through.
Thank you. And thanks for having me on. I am excited to get it out there.
Yeah, awesome. So we'll jump right in. And my first question to you is, from your perspective and your experience in HR, how would you describe imposter syndrome?
I think for me, in my experience, it is a voice, a whisper that creeps into my head when I am, usually in a group setting. Mm-hmm. And people are just chit-chatting about this or that. It could be, I did a triathlon. Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome. I did too. I just did a marathon, Chicago, marathon, Boston Marathon. And I'm like, I haven't done any of those things.
Yeah.
And so I get the voice, Annie, shh, don't say anything. And then it goes into something like, well, I got my master's degree back in this, and I went to that college. And then somebody will chime in, so did I. I went to this college, and then that whole conversation starts up. And I'm like, I don't belong here. I don't belong here. Just evacuate.
Yeah.
Get out. Go back. Just leave. I don't belong with these people. They are way out of my league.
Wow.
So...
And it can just be any topic, or is there certain topics that trigger you to start feeling that way?
There are. And a lot of times it's, no one's meaning to do it. It's just, I don't have, it's almost like you just have nothing to relate to them about. And then you think, God, what have I accomplished? Yeah, nothing like that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So it could be any kind of trigger.
Okay.
Nothing real specific.
Well, I don't want to get too heavy in the beginning, but something that people tend to come up to me about is I don't know how to start a conversation. And I know it's not the same as imposter syndrome because there's people that are introverted. I'm extroverted, so it comes easily to me. But I've not always been the person to know how to start a conversation. I've trained myself because I love people and I want that interaction. I just also didn't know how to approach it. So I think about sharing and challenge you not to think about what have I not accomplished or I am not accomplished enough. If there is something that you can't necessarily relate to, there's always something you can relate to someone, even if it's you like jewelry. So I tell people, if there's a set of earrings that I like on someone, that's a conversation starter.
Right.
You just say, oh, I love your earrings. Where did you get those from? Or I have some similar earrings, because you're already feeling more like you belong.
Right.
It's something simple and small, and it doesn't have to be an accomplishment. But thinking about something where you can relate to someone, maybe that will dissipate that feeling for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear you.
Okay. So the next thing that I want to talk about is the fact that you've lived in so many places. And you've transitioned through different roles. You've navigated major life chapters. When did you first realize that you were experiencing imposter syndrome?
Well, it wasn't too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
I have a story. I was out with some friends. It was my birthday. And there was probably like, I don't know, 15 of us. And I had, of course, had 2 martinis. So I was feeling brave.
Yeah.
And the conversation went, everybody was discussing things, and somebody had mentioned, oh, yeah, I bought my first townhome when I was, or condo, I forgot what it was, but, when I was 21. And somebody else chimed in and they said, oh, yeah, I remember buying my first Corvette right around that time, and it was brand new, and I thought I was all that. And I'm like, sitting there like, what are these people, doing at this age, all grown up at that age? And then somebody else chimed in and they're like, yeah, I had already traveled the world. And I'm just like, feeling smaller. Here goes the voice, smaller, smaller. You don't belong at this table. You don't belong with these people. What are you doing? They're out of your league. That's my favorite line. They're out of your league. So I lashed out a little bit.
In the conversation with the group of people.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just interrupted. And I said, hey, guess what I was doing when I was 21? And they're like, what? Like, fun, what? I'm like, well, I had just had a child out of wedlock. The dad was totally not the picture. I had to move back home. I had to drop out of college and raise a child all by myself. And you would have heard a pin drop. And I was like, right when I said it, and I saw everybody's look on their face, that I just sort of like ruined the moment of all the joy and happiness that they were there for my birthday. To lay that heaviness kind of comment, and just to put a wet blanket on the whole evening. It hit me.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I went a little too far with that.
But that's how you felt in the moment. Were you all able to recover from that conversation?
Well, yes. And honestly, I think that's kind of like when I hit my rock bottom, when I was exhausted. This voice in my head, it's ridiculous. I was exhausted. I was tired of always watching what I say. If I was in like fearing of those moments where I would be, around people, and God forbid, they tell me and everybody else about some great things that they've done in their life. And maybe they don't match what I did. I took a different path. They took a different path. And I just got exhausted. I was exhausted with this negativity running through my veins about my life. And it's all, and then I felt myself almost feeling selfish to make it all about me. And
well, it was your birthday.
Non-accomplishment.
People were there for you. You get to be selfish on your birthday.
I was like, I'm being silly right now, thinking this way, and I'm exhausted. And it's exhausting, and I'm tired of it. And I've got to change that voice. I've got to change, because I can't do this anymore. Yeah. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So that was your moment.
That was my moment. And it was sort of embarrassing.
Yeah.
But it's good it happened.
Yeah. We all need that moment, and I'm so glad that you found it and you all were able to recover and enjoy the celebration of your life.
Yeah.
So to follow up on that question then, do you feel it was tied to more the expectations that others placed on you, the expectations that you had placed on yourself, or a little bit of both?
I think it was more the expectations I placed on myself and what society places on people. Expectations that they place on all of us.
And what type of expectations that society brings on us? Like, what are the ones that stick out to you?
I think a lot of it is, I'm going to tie it in a little bit into social media. I'm going to go down that road really quick. I think that you look on social media and you're like, wow, they're doing so great. They look great. 1 minute they're skiing. The next weekend they're in Napa. 2 weeks later they're in Hawaii. And, people are most of the time only going to share, the great moments of their life, not, the bad. But, you look at that and you're like, oh my God, they made it. They made it. I have not. I'm not, in Hawaii and skiing the next weekend and doing all this fun stuff. I'm just trying to get through my life.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was younger and I was a single mom. I never married her dad. Her dad was completely out of the picture. I did it all backwards, did everything backwards. That's what I call it. I just remember like how people would look at me. Not look at me, but like when I had to take her to the doctor, I just felt this.
Do you think they were actually looking at you, or you think that was something in your head that's what you were feeling? Okay.
They were judgy.
Yeah.
Even when I had her by myself at the hospital, when I gave birth to her, it was, they were judgy because,
Where's the dad?
Yeah, and I was young.
Yeah.
I'm another one of those. Another one, great,
That's tough.
Yeah.
And you internalize that.
Right. And I grew up, and my mom, like everybody I knew got married, had children, and I just felt kind of like the outcast.
Yeah. Wow. I'm just going to keep asking questions because I just want to get to the bottom of all this and just see what continues to come out of this and where it's all coming from. So would you say imposter syndrome has shown up more for you at work or personally in your personal life?
Personally.
Okay.
Definitely. It's just being around a lot of successful people, friends that I have, and
personally successful. I bought a home when I was 21. I bought my Corvette when I was 21.
And
I've traveled the world.
Right. And I'm just like, now it's shifted as I've gotten older, because when I was younger, it's sort of like it was different things that would trigger. But now that I've gotten older, the new one is, oh, I'm retiring in 3 years. Oh, really? Well, I'm going to retire in 2. And they're all my age, early 50s. And I'm like, what? I'm not even thinking about, like, I'm, of course, putting money away for retirement and all that. But when it comes to actually, like, retiring, it's not even crossing my mind yet. I still got a little oomph in me. And they're already like, they are counting down the days to the days. Like 2 years, 3 months, and 2 days. And I'm like, what? So that's like the new one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy moly. And then they're already building the retirement homes. And I'm like, I don't even know where I want to settle down when I retire, because a lot of people move out, go move to a warmer state, whatever. And they've got it all planned. And I'm like, man, again, I am way back here. They're way up there. And I feel like an outcast.
And hearing you talk, your imposter syndrome is tied a little bit to comparisons or keeping up with the Joneses.
It's more just like comparing where I should be in my life because I took some detours.
But the detours made you who you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And I think now that I'm getting older, I'm trying to shift the mindset of I am so happy that they get to retire.
Yeah.
When they get to retire. I'm now it's more like love for these people. And like, that is great.
Yeah.
And, I'm just trying to take that off me. All this me, self, negativity talk in my head and channel it into, kindness and love and happiness for other people and all that they've done.
Yeah.
It's great.
I love that. And when we talk about retirement, what really is retirement? Because so many people that I know now, they're like, oh, I retired. And
then what?
They have another job.
Yeah, I know.
This is my next phase in life. So
I'm not understanding.
I think retirement is relative and it's what you make it to be. And this is a great opportunity. All these people are talking to you about retirement in front of you. This is your way to kind of collect ideas. And you can have the most fabulous retirement when it's your time. It's just not your time right now.
It's not. And people ask me, like, this is my new challenge. I'm like, ooh, okay, no negativity, be happy for everybody. And then somebody, here it goes, Annie, what about you? And I'm like, you know what? I have no plans on retiring anytime soon.
Yeah.
And I'm really like where I'm at.
Yeah. Good.
And people just are like, oh, that's good. Okay, great. I'm like, yeah, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And I'm still here. They're still my friends. nothing bad happened.
I think that is so important. We're always just trying to overachieve. So stop looking for those accomplishments. They will come as they are supposed to. So life transitions and self-doubt. One thing we often don't talk about is how imposter syndrome doesn't just disappear. Once we grow up or get a job, it ultimately evolves with you as you grow. So my question is, how has imposter syndrome shown up for you in different seasons of your life? And this is a two-part question. Whether it was parenting, career changes, or becoming a grandmother.
Well, it changes a lot. So with parenting, I was the only one out of my friend group that had a baby. So I immediately didn't have anything in common with that group of friends anymore. So I had to kind of shift my life with that. That was something I had to navigate. And I just sort of just didn't hang out with them anymore. That was that. And then as I went throughout my career, I think it was more of whenever I would advance my career, I'd feel like, am I fooling everyone? Why did I get a promotion? I'm an idiot.
Because you're great at what you do.
I'm an idiot, just that horrible, that talk. And I don't know what they see in me. What do they see in me? What have I done? What the heck? What's so special? Which is, again, you look and you're like, why would I, it's just,
we all do it sometimes.
it's so silly. And then I would be like, oh, can I even do it? Oh my gosh. Then you're worried. You're like, oh, now something bad's going to happen because something good happened. And it's that silliness that goes on in our head, all that noise. And then, becoming a new grandma, there is absolutely no imposter syndrome. I can confirm. I am going in it, and that's that.
Head first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love that for you because, it sounds like other aspects of your life, personally or professionally, it's navigating the unknown or what's unexpected. But you've been a mom and now you have the gift of a grandchild.
Yes.
So I'm so happy that comes so naturally to you. And it's a space that makes you feel safe and allows you to show up 100% like yourself. That's amazing.
Yep. 100% myself.
Awesome. So was there ever a moment when you found yourself thinking, I should be further along in my career or life by now? You've kind of been alluding to it, but is there one particular moment that sticks out for you?
It's more of, I feel that other people think I should be farther along.
Okay. Have you asked these other people?
No.
Okay.
It's all in my head. I'll be like, I know what they're thinking. They're thinking, should she be doing this, that, or this? Or it's usually I feel like it's coming from maybe the younger generation.
Let me tell you, this younger
probably so silly. I'm like, what? But I'm thinking this,
Yeah. The younger generation, they're just worried about themselves.
Right. Again, I'm being selfish. Even, I'm like, Annie, what is wrong with you? Stop, stop. But yeah, that's when I feel it creeping in. They're probably thinking. And then I'm just like, oh my gosh, knock it off.
Yeah.
Knock it off.
Besides knock it off, are there any additional things, any mantras or anything that you say or deep breaths?
Yeah.
What gets you through those moments to push those thoughts and feelings aside?
Well, what I do now is I don't have to do it as often now because I understand it. But when I had my little meltdown at my birthday and, I had nothing, Mom. When I finally started to really deal with it and realize, oh my gosh, I see what's going on here. I understand it. Is once I started hearing the whispers and the voice, the comparison, what society wants, I would allow myself to feel that. And I would feel it. And then I would try to figure out what triggered it. And then I would allow myself to feel it and say it's okay to feel it. Don't fight it. And then understand what the trigger was. And then let it go.
I love that because the way that I framed it was, how do you push those feelings aside? You're actually telling me you're moving through those feelings. You're allowing that to happen in the moment.
Yes.
and then reflecting after that situation has occurred.
Yeah, and you learn.
Yeah.
And that's just how I process things.
Yeah.
And I think it's good for me to process it that way instead of just not and just whatever.
Yeah.
No, it's okay to feel. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to have those feelings.
Yeah. And I think the other thing when you're talking, what I'm hearing is once you were able to put a name to it, you've accepted it, and you're now able to say, this is what it is.
Yeah.
I know how to handle this, versus when you didn't know what it was and it was just these feelings. Why am I feeling it? You're being so confusing. You're being hard on yourself.
Yeah. It was crazy. I was like, I don't even understand why I'm doing this. Okay, so they traveled the world. Good for them. Like, why do I have to, I haven't done that. I don't belong. I don't have a seat at this table. I don't belong in this group, and I'm small and inadequate because I have done nothing.
Yeah.
When in actuality, I have done a lot. I've survived a lot, and I need to focus on that. And I need to also be happy for people's accomplishments because that's what we need to do.
Yeah. I agree. Be more supportive of one another.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And be kind,
Coping, healing, and reframing your identity. We've talked about you moving across the country, your career, your motherhood. Through all of that, what has helped you begin shifting away from imposter syndrome?
I think it's just recognizing what it is, facing what it is. This is helpful, is to talk about it to other people and get the conversation going and telling other people, like, this situation happened to me and this is how I dealt with it. Then they're like, wow, I had no idea that was a thing, or I experienced the same thing. And then you start talking. The more you talk to people, the more everybody, you're like, wow, even really successful people freak out and like, I shouldn't be here. And you're like, yes, you should. Oh my gosh, you're like the owner of the company, or, whatever the case may be. Yeah. Absolutely, you should be there. But I think everybody deals with it at some point in time in their life. And it's okay. It is okay.
Yeah. And we need to make it okay to talk about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And I think it's one of those things a lot of people don't talk about because it's scary and it's showing vulnerability, and who likes to show that?
Because you don't know how somebody's going to receive that.
Right. And they might, you don't want them to think you're weak. Oh, you're weak. Oh, you're a loser. I mean, I'll be honest, those are harsh words, but that's where my mind, I don't want, oh my gosh, if they find out I didn't do this, and I didn't do that, and I didn't, or I bought my first house when I was 35.
Yeah.
You're a loser, and it's it's just exhausting, and no one's doing that.
Yeah. And two things, you've been talking, and a couple of things, I'm hanging on to some of the words that you're saying. At one point you said quiet the noise, and then you also said very successful people who own their own companies even go through this. Right now I'm watching Owning Manhattan, and yes, and Ryan Serhant, he had a moment in this new season where he had to go in front of his group of realtors, hundreds of people, and
Ryan makes lots of money.
Yeah,
he's a real estate agent, and broker. I don't know what they call him in New York, but very wealthy.
Yeah, and that
top of his game
just falls so much in line with what we're talking about. A deal didn't come through, and he had to go in front of these individuals that look up to him, that are doing the work that he is preaching, and he's supposed to be leading by example. And he says, how am I supposed to go in front of these people when I'm not leading by example? How am I supposed to inspire them when I failed? And it's okay to fail. Everybody's going to fail. Yes. And most of the time when you fail, those are your biggest wins, because you learn something and you learn how to not do it again, and you can educate and teach someone else. But when you were saying those things, he said that, quiet the noise, and he still got up there. And one thing, my counselor says that all the time. There's something that I tell her when people give me compliments or certain compliments, I don't believe them. And she's like, well, you're going to. I said, well, how am I going to believe them? She said, you're going to keep telling yourself till you believe them. And I was like, boy, I never believe it.
You're like,
And she's like, that's impossible because you're doing the work. You're going to believe it someday. So it's not even about fake it till you make it.
No.
Because I feel like that has a negative connotation.
Like
Just
I don't know
keep
about
telling
that.
yourself till you believe it.
Right. And take the compliment.
Yeah.
And believe in the compliment.
Mm-hmm.
Take it. It's a win.
Mm-hmm. So easy to say.
I know.
But much harder to do yourself.
It really is.
So through all of that, what have been the most powerful tools and resources that helped you reframe your mindset? Are there any books, podcasts, or even mentors or practices, daily rituals that you do that really help you when it comes to reframing your mindset?
Yes. So the things that have helped me is to back off social media a lot. Not that I was ever like addicted to it, but I try to stay away from that. And then I think staying healthy,
Healthy in what way?
respecting your body, trying to exercise, go outside, get some air. In the mornings, I like to get some sun in my eyes for like 10 minutes just to sort of set the day, set the tone when it is sunny. I just do little small things like that that really help me mentally.
Is it more of grounding yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes it's nice to just be alone with and disconnected. You're not looking at your phone. It's just, you're just enjoying your hobbies, enjoying time to yourself is really helpful for me. Helps me recharge.
Yeah.
So those are some big things. And I do listen to a lot of podcasts.
What's one of your favorite podcasts right now?
I like to listen to, well, it kind of shifts.
That's why I said right now.
It's embarrassing, but there's one about...
Tell me. Now I'm just like even more intrigued.
There's like a podcast there's a few that have to do with UFOs.
Okay.
That I'm into. I know that's weird, but it's like a little guilty pleasure. And then is it the Huberman Lab?
You're asking me like I know the answers.
Yeah, it's like all this health stuff.
Okay.
And, I've been into that too lately.
Okay. Do you know the name of the podcast with the UFOs?
There's like 3 of them.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you what they are.
Well, we'll talk about this offline because I'm very much interested.
Yeah. Wow. I'm like a little obsessed with it lately.
Okay.
After this movie came out. Now I can't even, disclosure. And it just came out and about the government. Anyway, it's got me really into it.
I was watching this movie. I don't know what it's called either. We'll talk about it. But it's ultimately something along those lines. I love space, outer space, and just, is there another universe like us?
I mean, there's got to be more going on there and all the sightings and something's happening, something's going on.
Okay. Well, more to come on that. Who knows? That might be another episode.
Once we know more.
So I'd like to close out our conversation today by saying that so many of us and so many of our listeners right now may be struggling silently, debating themselves or doubting themselves, questioning if they belong, or even minimizing their accomplishments, which you have so many of. That being said, what would be one thing you would tell someone who's feeling like they're not enough, even though everyone around them sees their talent?
What I wish somebody would have told me back in the day when I was really, really, really struggling with this. You're not alone. And it's okay to feel the way you feel. It's okay. You don't have to beat yourself up about it. It's okay. Everybody does it. Everybody suffers from this. So just remember that and have faith in yourself.
Yeah.
Have forgiveness, have grace, and it's okay.
Yeah. Those are all really good things. And I really, again, I can't say it enough. It's a topic that we don't talk about enough. We need to normalize it more. And the fact that you were willing to come on here today to show this level of vulnerability and courage just shows a lot for yourself. You're growing. You are admitting that you have something that you haven't had the ability to conquer yet.
Right.
But you're working through that.
Right.
And you're using your knowledge and understanding behind it to do those things. And you're using your network. You're talking. Call it talk therapy. I don't know what talk therapy really is, but
it's great.
Yes.
It feels like a big weight off your shoulders.
So
It's out there. Okay, it's out there. Everybody knows.
Yeah. So thank you for coming. And I hope today we were able to shine a little bit more light on the topic of imposter syndrome, and you're able to walk away with something to approach your life a little bit differently, or to help somebody else that is encountering something similar, if not imposter syndrome, just giving them the hope, the faith, and understanding that they're worthy, they're great, and they have a place and a space here. So,
and a seat at the table.
Yep. I love
they
it.
belong.
And I want to give you a hug because I know this is not a topic to talk about, but
No, hopefully,
you're doing great.
it inspires others.
Yes. To our listeners, conversations like this remind us that imposter syndrome doesn't discriminate. It shows up at every age, every stage, and every level of success. If you've ever questioned your worth, I want you to remember you deserve to take up space, to evolve, and to celebrate yourself fully. Stay tuned for the next episode and visit talkunmentionablesmedia.com to learn about my consulting services. Until next time. Whether you're seeking guidance for your business, your team, or your own professional development and personal growth, I would love to work with you one-on-one to help you achieve your goals and bring your vision to life.